Hello everyone, my name is Eggskenedict, currently wondering where all the champions were in the Season 13 cinematic. Guys, I have a confession to make. I play League of Legends. Even more unfortunate is that I suck at it. However, I set myself a goal. I want to reach at least gold, so then I can point at my fanbase and laugh. And to give myself a Pavlovian sense of achievement, I'm going to do 5 press-ups and sit-ups every time I win a game, and 10 if I lose them. Just for reference where we're coming from, I'm actually starting in Silver 4. When it comes to my experience with League of Legends, I tend to focus mainly on jungle and mid lane, and every video we're going to be changing positions, going from top all the way down to support. But I do play all 5 roles quite regularly. You can think of me as we have Tyler 1 at home. If you clicked on this video expecting me to be some kind of challenger smurf or something starting in Silver, you got another thing coming. We begin our first placement game with top mid, hoping that we don't get first pick in the process. You champion! Fuck. So, for my first game, I decided to take Mordekaiser and ban his worst counter, Olaf. However, our support player was nice enough to see what I was doing and banned Warwick for me. That's a real support right there. However, as if to spite himself, my laner picks Illaoi. For those of you who don't know, in the Illaoi-Mordekaiser matchup, Illaoi doesn't have access to the tentacles that have already spawned inside Mordekaiser's Death Realm, so she can spawn more by pressing R herself next to me and my soul if she hits her E. But I can completely remove that counterplay by just not pressing R first in fights. The laning phase begins, easily the hardest part of the Mord-Illaoi matchup. I need to be really careful here. My job here is to dodge both of her skill shots and trade either evenly or positively. I said be careful, past Ken, you dumb fuck! This time, I'm going to take a more strategic approach. I'm going to take out the tentacle that's right next to where I want to position myself to fight Illaoi. Now, she doesn't have enough damage in order to make trades worth it. Fuck. So what I could have done there instead was wait for my Q to come back off of cooldown, and instead of flashing and waiting, I can better position around the minions that block me and buffer my Q so that it strikes at the same time as flash. Alright, top tip. Here's something that's really important to learn on top lane. If you push past the neutral line, you absolutely have to ward, or else you won't know if your lane pressure is just going to become free space for the jungler to use effectively. As you can see though, I've guessed wrong, so now I find myself in a 2v1.
Round 1, fight!
Okay, not bad. 1 for 1 and a 2v1. However, this could have been better. You might be able to see that I've got 1.1k in the bank, and there was a cannon during that fight that was really low. There was no way that I was ever going to kill Nocturne, but I could have turned around and used the Q in order to clear the wave, get some more extra gold, and be able to take Leeching Lair on my next back. This Bel'Veth is going to try and sneak in for a gank so that we can take out Illaoi easily so that I can push wave. We first wait for her to use her R first, and then we R ourselves so that she doesn't have access to any tentacles while inside the Death Realm. However, when taking Rift Herald, she gets caught out by Nocturne, who's gone completely unchecked this game. I'm sure this won't snowball the rest of the game, right guys? Let's just move on to the next game. It's really sad that we couldn't win that game, because I actually had some really cool clips. Hold on, let me show you.
Round 2, fight! You're going to Brazil! Round 3, fight!
of flashback.
Oh look, a game. This time our team really lacks a front line and I have to blind pick top, so instead I pick Malphite instead of Mordekaiser.
Rock solid.
For those of you who have played Malphite, you'll probably understand why I'm taking out the laning phase, because it's a little bit... So I'm throwing out Qs, getting lane prio over this Mordekaiser when the Jax decides that he's going to pay a visit.
Action is coming.
However, unlike the last game, our jungler actually has his brain switched on.
I got you, homie.
What at first was bad positioning turned into an opportunity, and that's what happens when you have a good jungler that does decent ganks.
Okay.
However, Malphite's not really good in the laning phase, so there's not really a lot else to show you here until we actually hit the team fights. I have a deductious. I do get caught out a couple of times by Mordekaiser, Jax, and Syndra, but to be honest, it's not really too much of a setback, because Malphite isn't really playing for himself, he's always playing for his team. Kind of a dangerous thing to do in solo queue, considering you're your only ally, you have no idea who you're really going to queue up with, but sometimes it works and it plays off. For example, this Jax and Yuumi are about to summon the Herald to try and take T2, so I end up calling for help, and this Twitch is an absolute mad lad. I end up playing around him so that he can get the damage off and take the kills, but it absolutely pays off. The game kind of hands itself to you when it's 22 versus 7 and you're 3 of the deaths on your entire team, and you're Malphite. I'll be honest, I got completely carried through this, and, you know, even made some plays myself. You don't really have to be good at Malphite in order to win the game as Malphite. You just kind of have to play around your team, make sure that, you know, they have enough CC set up and, you know, big rock to throw at the enemy, basically. We end up taking Baron, and that about ends the game, and that's our first win. Similar to the last game, I have to first pick top again, so this time I pick Ornn. Ornn and Malphite are your two best ones in terms of picking top first, because you don't really have a lot of counterplay, and the counterplay that you do have, you're still useful, so it doesn't matter. They end up picking Camille, which against Ornn actually has a 47% win rate into this, so it looks a little bit scary at start, but trust me when I say that this is a much, much better pick than Malphite is.
What do you mean by that?
Malphite is a really good pick when you need to pick for your team, but Ornn is a really good first pick when you need to pick for yourself, when you need that damage. Ornn's trading potential with his Q and his W is absolutely huge, and that max health on W is actually really, really scary, especially when you think about today's current meta. So this Camille gets the jump on. I end up taking the short trade in order to try and burn Camille's shield. She misses her second W, and I know that she doesn't have a passive up, so I'm able to trade with her with Grasp up as well. Even though she got the jump on me and I have Doran's shield, I'm still coming out on top of these trades. The best part about this is that it doesn't ever get better for Camille, even when she has a true damage up. Okay, welcome back to Top Tips with Eggskenedict. Laugh. Going back to our previous lesson about top, we actually need to ward whenever we push past the neutral line. However, when it comes to these characters, you are actually able to ward here. The reason why you would do this is because you need to ward the wall which they will jump over, because that way you can know that they are actually coming for you before the play is even made. Or, if you know that they are coming for you, you can ambush them first by pinging your jungler over. However, in this instance, we're not able to do that because I don't exactly want to all-in a Shaco and a Camille this early on, and Echo doesn't have the damage for it either. But the attempt is made. These trades have been going really well for me. I'm pretty sure I can make one at tower, as long as I don't take more than one tower shot. You will never catch me lacking again, so help me God! I wonder if my team's having any better luck. I guess not. Finally, a fist fight! That Shaco seems sus. For those attentive viewers out there, you might realise that this is pretty much the exact same clip with the Mordekaiser Belveth, just flip this time instead. Y'all want to see a 3v5?
3, 2, 1, go!
Nice car. Perfect.
After all that, we took Baron, and that's our second win. As we end this video, I just want to take the time to say thank you so much for watching to the end. I do plan on making this series for as long as I possibly can. However, in March, I should actually be off to Denmark, in Copenhagen, so that should be fun for now. But yeah, until then, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day.